guys, Rockin' General here. I think this is episode 4. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining. Today with me I have my homie Lord Visas, the humble Lord V.
Greetings. That sounds like such a YouTube introduction. It's definitely for YouTube, right? Definitely.
Pledge, I'm decked up on blue bills, and I won't stop until the cash pit look like fall leaves in a bag filled. Tell her out of my face if she coming with that bull.
We are here at the World of Birds today. Super excited to take a walk here. I actually haven't been here in years.
I've never been here, so
Okay, well that's super exciting.
really exciting for me.
So V, I've actually brought you here along with me today. I wanted to chat to you a little bit about the history of the cannabis.
To a beautiful location where we have some wild ducks and other types of birds. Hello, ducky. Aussie man says they're dangerous, so I'm not going to mess with them.
Speaking of dangerous, cannabis has gone through a lot of nonsense to get to where it is today.
People feel different opinions about the herb, the plant, and some people have socially accepted it, some people are still against it, and some people just love it.
Can I tell you how it actually kind of started?
I would love to know.
Cannabis kind of came to be in Africa by the Arab and Indian traders.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. However, before European settlement in 1652.
I wasn't born then, so I don't remember much of those times, but I heard it was lit.
So before then, it was actually used by the Sotho people and the Bantu people in South Africa.
Always loved my Sothos. Now I know why.
And traditionally used to actually ease childbirth pain. Is quite a common thing to use until after European settlement did it actually start getting frowned upon and viewed at as something that lower class economical status people use.
How wrong they were. Because I know some folks that have some big houses and lots of cars, making lots of money that, just little every single day for the composure. But I'm glad the world is waking up, finally.
Yeah, 100%.
That took us many moons, many centuries. Many people getting incarcerated for unnecessary reasons that could have been solved with a fine, a lecture, or some counseling.
Yep.
Instead they want to put them in a place that they shouldn't be in, but over a plant, a herb.
Yeah. The first written record of cannabis ever dated was actually from Jan van Riebeck. He had asked his officers to go and purchase cannabis from Natal so that he could trade with the coin.
I like this Jan van Riebeck guy now. I like him.
He needed to barter, and I think that was a pretty good thing to barter with.
To this day.
From then, Natal actually started hiring Indian workers. At the time they called them coolies, to work for them, and they didn't really realize that the coolies would come with bad habits.
I'm gonna let you say all of these words because I don't want Omi's coming after me later on, so I'm gonna let you
Sorry,
say
sorry, that's what they're called. But their bad habits were smoking cannabis and specifically hashish. So the authorities caught on to this, and they found that this kind of sapped the vitality out of their workers. And
just give them some munchies and they're good.
and then came about the law of the Native Coolies Consolidation Law. Yeah, so it basically banned all Indian workers from consuming, using, selling, bartering, trading, gifting,
That's not
anything to do with cannabis.
So mess up my mental health and my hustle at the same time. That's
The Cape and Transvaal colonies restricted the growth of the plant, and in 1891,
it's a long time ago. 1891.
very long time ago.
But we jumped like a whole century. Because what happened?
1652. Like, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing's kind of happened. It's kind of just been. Here we are in 1891, and the Cape Colony prohibited the use and growth of marijuana under Act 34.
I don't like Act 34. I don't know what it is, what it stands for, but I'm against it. I don't like Act 34.
All the way to 1908, and Natal begins to regulate the sale of their cannabis again. It is then 20 years later that cannabis is completely criminalized. And it's 9 years later that the Weeds Act is released. And the Weeds Act is basically prohibiting you from growing cannabis in your own property. Okay, so then we go a few years back, 1922. This was kind of a really big year for us. It is the year that cannabis became slightly okay. However, you were only really allowed to use it for religious purposes, medicinal purposes, or for its hemp. It then stayed illegal for 95 years. 95.
Now I heard you just saying 95 years. That's a long time to not roll up, light up, bong up, smoke up, just in general, not enjoy cannabis and a whole what it is. 95 years, that's torture. Give me a life sentence. Yes.
So I mean, you think that 95 years is bad. Surprisingly, cannabis usage didn't really stop. But it did cause a lot of problems. Then we come to pretty recently. So the 31st of March, the High Court acknowledged that the laws placed on us and against cannabis were unjust and it was time for a change. And now we are in 2018, September. The High Court decriminalizes the use of cannabis and cultivation, which is amazing for us. However, it does not decriminalize the selling, buying of seeds, bud, or oils. Catching a smoke break because you obviously can't smoke inside with the birds. Does the history of cannabis fascinate you?
Indeed.
Does it?
I just realized how dumb people were back in the day.
I mean, still
Today, but they're less dumb.
Yeah, they're less dumb.
The rules they made back then was ridiculous.
Yeah, we're working on it. It was only last year that the cannabis for private purposes law was passed. It was kind of a good and bad thing. We got positive and negative feedback on it.
I only see positives.
I know. So I mean, you can smoke at home. There are obviously laws around that specifically. I can't smoke at home. So now we're kind of just sitting in limbo and waiting to see what happens further.
Well, hopefully things go in the right direction. It's going at a slow pace. The water drops right now, but hopefully the tap will open fully and the good news and the good things will flow out of those taps.
What time it is?
I don't know what time it is. Please tell me.
It's ganja time.
It's ganja
It's
time.
ganja time.
It was a wonderful adventure. Thank you for telling me to come with. It's beautiful. The world of birds. Even though there are other animals which people probably don't think of. Loads and loads. It smells amazing.
It's so good.
It's so pretty. Ooh.
So what are your thoughts on the government still implementing rules against us using cannabis?
Well, in life, all things should be done with respect and moderation. So having certain rules that governments around the world, societies want to have, I don't have an issue with, but they still need to allow people, the user or people that consume, to have the right to want to do something, yes or no.